What's up, everybody? It's JT Sports Mac, you guys, with another video. In this video, I'm going to be wrapping up the Impact Player Series, recapping all the 32 best players on every single NFL team, the players that are going to have the biggest impact on their team. So make sure to go check out that playlist down in the description down below, and there will also be a card if you want to check out the full series. Now, the first player that I have for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers impact players for the 2019 NFL season is wide receiver Chris Godwin. Now, this is a guy who has a lot of hype around him. A lot of people feel he's going to have a breakout season, myself included, with the departure of Adam Humphries. And he had a very solid season last year. Had 842 receiving yards, 59 receptions, and 7 touchdowns. So he has a lot of potential this year. I'm eager to find out if he's going to be able to actually have the season that everybody's expecting him to have. With Bruce Arians now as the head coach now, moving forward to a more vertical offense, they're probably going to take more deep shots than what Dirk Cutter did when he was the head coach and calling the plays for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I think Chris Godwin, he's going to be in for a pretty big year going into 2019. Next up, I have wide receiver Mike Evans, who is one of the best wide receivers in all of football. Had an outstanding year. 1,524 receiving yards, 86 receptions, 8 touchdowns. This dude is a monster. He is very hard to guard. He's big, he's fast, he's physical. He's This guy is very hard to stop, man. It's very few weeks that you find this guy getting stopped and shut down. Very seldom, man. So Mike Evans, he's going to be in for another big year as well. I think he's another guy who I think he's going to have more than 1,500 yards this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he led the NFL in receiving. The way that this Bruce Arians offense is set up, he's going to have a lot of opportunities, man. I think he's going to lead the NFL in receiving yards this year, and he's going to have over 100 receptions, and he's going to have over 10 touchdowns, man. I think this is Mike Evans' best season of his career that he's going to have in 2019, man. So next up, we have tight end OJ Howard. OJ Howard, he missed 6 games last year, had 565 receiving yards, 34 receptions, and 5 touchdowns, man. And those injuries, man, if he was able to stay healthy, he would have made it to the Pro Bowl without a doubt. This dude is fast, he's quick, he's hard to guard. And the reason why is because he's bigger than most safeties and he's faster than most linebackers. So OJ Howard now in this Bruce Arians offense, the sky is the limit, man. So 1,000 yards is the expectation for him, 60, 70 receptions, and 10 touchdowns. OJ Howard is a monster. He can take it all the way, 60 yards. He can also score in the red zone. So this dude can do whatever you want him to do. So I have big, high expectations for OJ Howard going into the 2019 NFL season for this Tampa Bay offense. Next up, we have quarterback Jameis Winston, who had 2,992 passing yards, 19 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and completed 64.6% of his passes. Now, Jameis Winston has a lot of pressure on him this season because if he doesn't perform, he is going to be out the door. And he's not a terrible quarterback. The only thing wrong with Jameis Winston is just that he just forces the ball whenever. Sometimes it doesn't even look like he goes through any reads. But this guy has a lot of potential, man. If he can just lower the turnovers, man, this guy has so much potential. And if Bruce Arians can get those turnovers to a minimum, he's going to be in for a big season, man. He's going to have Bruce Arians can make Jameis Winston have a Carson Palmer like turnaround, man. And if he's able to lower the turnovers, he's going to be in for a big season. A big reason why Dirk Cutter failed as a coach is because he never developed Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is still the same player that he was at FSU. He's still that same player, still throwing the ball wherever he wants to. He's just too aggressive, man. It's good to be aggressive, but Jameis Winston just takes being aggressive to another level, man. He just forces the ball whenever. So he needs to stop. He needs to lower the turnovers, learn to take what the defense gives him, and stop trying to force the ball into tight windows. So if he's able to do that, I think he's going to be in for a very good season. Next up, we have halfback Peyton Barber. Now, I didn't know who to put. I didn't know if I wanted to put Ronald Jones or him, but I'm just going to go with Peyton Barber because he showed me a lot more than what Ronald Jones has. 871 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns, and 3.7 yards per carry. Peyton Barber, a lot of people had high expectations for Peyton Barber going into the 2018 NFL season. And I picked him up on my fantasy football team, and he didn't do absolutely anything. So I ended up dropping him. And Peyton Barber, man. The offensive line is solid, but it wasn't a very good offensive line when it came to run blocking. So that's a big improvement that they're going to have to make. But Peyton Barber, now with Bruce Arians as the coach, think he's going to have the opportunity to get more touches. I don't think Ronald Jones is going to end up starting over him. I think Ronald Jones has potential, but not right now. I think Peyton Barber has shown more over last season than what Ronald Jones has. So I expect Peyton Barber to be the running back, the starting RB1 for most of the season. I don't see Ronald Jones starting over Peyton Barber any throughout the whole entire season. And Ronald Jones, he has a lot of potential. It's just that I just don't think he's going to be able to take that next step this season. Next up, I have linebacker Devin White. The Buccaneers, they drafted Devin White with the 5th overall pick in this year's NFL draft. Good in coverage, very fast, sideline to sideline linebacker. Reminds me a lot of Roquan Smith or Roquan Smith clone, and he's going to have a big season because he's probably going to be doing everything. He's going to have to guard center field, man, because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers cornerback position is less to be desired. They got a lot of young guys on that defense. So he's going to be in the running for a defensive rookie of the year. I believe he's going to have a pretty good year for Tampa. Very good in coverage. He can cover tight ends. He can cover the center of the field. Also a very good tackler. He's going to have a similar season to what Roquan Smith had. Roquan Smith had 120 tackles and 5 sacks, and he also had 2 interceptions as well. So I believe he's going to have that kind of a season. And if he does, I think he's going to be in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year this year. And they're going to need him because Quan Alexander is now playing for the San Francisco 49ers. Quan Alexander was a big part of that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. So Devin White is going to have to fill those shoes, man. And I think he's going to be up for the challenge. Next up, we have linebacker Levante David. Levante David was probably the best player on that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. Had 120 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 2 pass deflections. And a few seasons ago, the Levante David was an All-Pro, man. So I think this year he's going to get back to that form. Last season wasn't even bad. So this year I feel he's going to make it to the Pro Bowl. And he's going to be a very good linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. He's going to be a very good player to have on the opposite side of Devin White. And he's going to have a big season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the defensive side of the ball. So let me know what you guys think about this list down in the comment section down below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching and supporting this series. And thanks for watching.